Hello and welcome back to Gothica Eterna. It has been a little bit over a month since my last video on this channel. And you might be wondering, what have I been up to and why haven't I uploaded? Especially because I do really like to upload the month of major holidays and paganism, and I had said that I would be uploading more, so why haven't I and what have I been doing? Well, for those of you who have seen my LGBT tag videos, you know that I had been toying with the idea of starting a second channel. The reason I have not been uploading very much to this channel and haven't uploaded in over a month is I have been putting together everything for my second channel, which is Indigo Sky. I'll post a link in the description so you guys can see that channel and take a look at the content. I have recorded at this point about 8 videos for it, and I will be uploading them throughout the course of the next week. And yeah, so the reason I started the second channel is because I wanted to keep this channel goth and pagan centered, and I also wanted to be able to talk about other topics without detracting from the purpose of this channel. So in order to do that, this channel will go back to being goth and pagan centered, and anything and everything else that I want to talk about will be on that second channel, whether it's non-goth makeup, whether it's LGBT topics, sexual orientation, gender identity, discrimination, and maybe some dreadlock maintenance tutorials. I need to maintain mine. They've gotten a little bit out of hand. But just anything and everything else, but especially topics that are close to my heart that aren't pagan and goth related, like the LGBT community. So that one will be a little bit more like a vlog, and this one will be more goth pagan educational. Also, for those who may be interested, I have created Patreon accounts for both channels. And you don't need to support both. You don't even have to support if you don't want to. But if you want to see higher quality videos and you want to see an increase in the amount of content that I'm posting, and especially if you want to have some sort of say in my content, supporting me on Patreon is a great way to do that. Because depending on what tier you're in, what level of contribution you're making, you could actually be able to pick a topic for me to do a video on, and there are some fun gift baskets for different tiers. So if you guys want to support, please do. I will post the Patreon link for this channel in the description, and if you want to wait until there's more content on my other channel and see which one you want to contribute more to, that's fine by me. But brain fart. By contributing to my Patreon account, you will enable me to get better equipment and increase the quality of my videos. And if I get enough money through ad revenue, my Patreon, I may even be able to get an ASMR microphone, and I really would like to start an ASMR channel. For those of you who don't know what ASMR is, I can do a video on what it is. If you'd like me to, leave a comment below, or just ask me in the comments and I'll tell you. You can look up ASMR on YouTube, Google, and find a lot of information on it. But that's another topic for another day. Also, over the last month, I have been working on a new project, and I'm really excited about this new project and this opportunity. Not quite ready to make a video on it, but I will make a video on it and upload it to my second channel by November 7th. So if you are curious as to what I've been up to for the last month, go over to my second channel, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications, and you'll be one of the first people to see the video when I upload it. So, yeah. But let's finally get back into talking about something goth and pagan related. So today with Samhain, or for those of you who don't know it as Samhain or Samhain, Halloween, with Samhain just 4 days away, I figured, let's make a Samhain video. Now, last year, I made a Samhain video with Sayo Water Spirit, and we covered the basics, and in some cases a little bit more than the basics, of the history, the traditions, symbols, and how to celebrate it. So I'm not going to recap everything that I said last year, because that's pointless. You can just click over and watch my Samhain video from last year. In fact, you can click the little info button and see it in the videos, like in the info list on this video, if you want to go see that video. So, this year I'm going to do a video on a very specific part of Samhain tradition. So what do you think of when you think of Halloween, or Samhain as we call it in paganism? You might think of kids dressing up in bright costumes or scary costumes. You might think of Halloween decorations, trick-or-treating, bobbing for apples, pumpkin pie, and jack-o'-lanterns. So this year, in celebration of Samhain and as a little bit of education, I'm going to talk a little bit about the history of the jack-o'-lantern. So let me pull my notes up, because if I don't have notes, I'm going to be all over the place. So, originally the jack-o'-lantern has its roots in Scotland and Ireland. And in Scotland and Ireland, the first jack-o'-lanterns weren't actually carved out of pumpkins. They were actually carved out of turnips. And in Scotland, they were carved out of the stems of cabbage plants. And being small, they would often be carried like lanterns. Now, for those who haven't seen the Samhain video from last year, you may not know that in paganism it is believed that there are 2 nights of the year where the veil between the worlds is at its thinnest. The night of Beltane and the night of Samhain. So, being one of 2 nights of the year where the veil is thinnest and almost non-existent, Samhain is a night when it is believed that spirits are free to roam the earth. So the purpose of the jack-o'-lantern, it was not only were they carried to help light the way for those traveling on the dark roads on Samhain, but they were also used to scare away spirits and ghosts. Eventually, in Scotland and Ireland, using cabbage stems and turnips for the lanterns grew unpopular, and the pumpkin became the vegetable of choice, and to this day is one of the most prevalent symbols of Halloween or Samhain. Many people, tongue-tied. Many people nowadays still will carve the traditional face onto their jack-o'-lanterns, but nowadays many people will often get a little bit more creative and do something other than a face. If I figure out my video editing software, I'm going to put pictures of mine and my male partner's jack-o'-lanterns this year. I did a classic face, but I did like fiery features almost, where it looks like the mouth and eyes and nose are flames. And on the back, I did bats. And he did the cat from Soul Eater. So those are our jack-o'-lanterns this year. One year I did a cat face, and he's always had a history of being creative with his jack-o'-lanterns, and he's really good at carving jack-o'-lanterns. But the purpose behind the faces, rather than using other images or symbols, is they were originally carved for jack-o'-lanterns because it gives the jack-o'-lantern the look of a head. And the Celts of ancient time believed that the head was the most sacred part of the human body, and that it housed a person's immortal soul. So that's why traditionally they've always carved faces onto jack-o'-lanterns. So yeah, with spirits roaming around on the night of Samhain, the jack-o'-lanterns were used to scare those spirits away, particularly the malicious ones. So where did the name jack-o'-lantern come from? Well, let me give you a couple answers, and there's no clear-cut this is where the name came from. Some people believe that it was an attempt by the church to link the Samhain celebrations to satanic practices, because Jack was another name for the devil, especially in England. But there's also a folk tale from Ireland that attributes the invention of the jack-o'-lantern to a man whose name was Jack. And I'm going to read that legend for you right now. And this is personally my favorite folktale on how jack-o'-lanterns got their name. It reads, "Disliked by nearly everyone in his village, Jack was notorious for his drunkenness and mean disposition. He was drinking in the local pub when the time came for the devil to claim his doomed soul. He talked the devil into having one last drink with him before taking him to hell. But after they finished their drinks, Jack informed the devil that he did not have enough money on him to pay for the drinks. He cleverly convinced the devil to change himself into a sixpence, and then change back to his true form after Jack paid for the tot of grog. The devil agreed to this plan, but as soon as he transformed himself into a shiny new sixpence, Jack snatched the coin from the tabletop and without hesitation deposited it in his coin purse, which had a silver catch in the shape of a cross. The devil, rendered powerless by the cross, was trapped inside the coin purse and unable to escape. Upon his death, heaven would not permit Jack to enter the pearly gates, because he was filled with too much greed. He was also denied entry into hell, because he had managed to trick the devil, which understandably angered his satanic majesty to an extent that no mortal had ever angered him before. Jack was eating a turnip when the irate devil threw him a lighted coal from the fiery pit of hell. How the devil managed to escape from the coin purse and return to his infernal abode is not made clear. Jack picked up the coal and placed it inside the turnip, creating a lantern that he used to illuminate his way as his restless spirit wandered the earth in search of a final resting place. I personally like this folktale best out of any other folktale explaining how jack-o'-lanterns got their name, even though I personally do not believe that the devil exists. I do not believe that there is one all-powerful entity of evil that is set against one powerful entity of good. I do believe that there are evil entities in this world and that there are good entities in this world, but I do not believe in Satan as depicted by the Christian church. But still, that is my favorite folktale regarding how jack-o'-lanterns got their name. Many modern witches will use jack-o'-lanterns as their Samhain altar decorations, and many will even place one small jack-o'-lantern at each cardinal point of the magic circle, like for north, south, east, and west, to symbolize each of the elements. They also serve as beacons of light to welcome the spirits of all deceased loved ones who return to the world of the living on this night. So yeah, this video isn't as long as some of my videos in the past, but maybe that's a good thing. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it was a little bit informative for you guys. If you like this video, drop a like so I know. If there's something that you would like me to talk about in the future, please comment below so I know what kind of content my subscribers want to see. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your guys' support and your interest in the goth community and the pagan lifestyle, and I really appreciate this chance to educate people on history, traditions, different beliefs, and if you haven't heard me say it before, paganism is an umbrella term for a wide range of polytheistic and or nature-based belief systems. Some pagans practice witchcraft, some do not. I try to give my view as well as the views of others, because there's no one way to be pagan. So yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you like where I'm going with this channel and you want to stay up to date as I release more content, please hit subscribe and turn your notifications on if you want. And I look forward to interacting with you guys in the comments section, through my Patreon, and just getting to know what you want me to make so that I can make the best content possible. So have a good day, everyone, and blessed be.